Be careful. You might learn something. Let's go. You are now tuned in to the Factual Opinions Podcast with your hosts. I am Pharaoh. Straight facts.
Welcome back, world. What it be? Factual Opinions Podcast. This is season 3, episode 21. Man, is it 21 of these we done in season 3 already?
21. You right.
It's called All Right, because it's gonna be all right, as Kendrick Lamar said. All of us going through something, but it's gonna be all right one way or another. It's almost one of those situations, Big John, where it's like what they say on Bad Boys too, Marcus. You know how we be getting into this, and
I say we're gonna be all right. You know, I can say it
today, but
right.
But now we gonna figure it out. It's your host, I am Pharaoh, checking in with the Brown Bruce Wayne, Big John.
Yes, sir.
And the homie Will West, the best Nate.
You know it. Green is for the money, gold is for the honeys.
You know, man, he had this crap on, and I should have left my New York Knicks gear on.
I thought you was. That's the only reason I threw mine on.
That I had on earlier when I took my picture, my dual citizenship pick, repping the Los Angeles Lakers and New York Knicks, which, you know, Brother Newberry, the multi-talented athletic director at our alma mater, Big John, who you met, Schroeder, tried to give me some crap, him and some other people, about my dual allegiance to the Lakers and Knicks. Now, the thing about it is, number one, I don't give a damn. Number two, as y'all know, I have been a Knicks and Lakers fan my entire life. I've never swayed. Don't matter who is or isn't playing for both teams. You got, you know, the Knicks on in the background because I didn't even want to turn them off. Normally, I had a TV off when we were recording. You know, it's been that way. So the season got off to a rocky start for my Los Angeles Lakers last night. But then again, I could say that, or is it just it's game one of 82 games, but also is it just a matter of the Denver Nuggets still being the best team in the NBA?
Yeah. They the best team in the NBA right now. They probably the deepest. They got the I don't want to call him the best player in the league right now, but he may be.
You talking about that Joker?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
It's kind of hard to argue with.
He may not pass the eye test, but he's
the only
dog.
He's a dog. The only two I don't want to call him the best player in the league. Maybe him and Giannis, but you can't argue with if somebody calls him the best player in the league, you can't argue. You can't argue.
This is my thing. Why can't we say he's the best player in the league due to him being a big man?
No, it's the fact that he
I don't think
built
it's
like
because
Bobby Hill.
Yeah, he built like Homer Simpson.
Yeah. And he runs pigeon-toed, and he looks like he's gonna fall over constantly, but he's just a dog. Like he's got the outside shot of dirt. He got the outside shot of Dirt Nowitzki. He's got the inside post-up game. He passes like a combination of Vlade Divac, Bill Walton, and Arvydas Sabonis combined. He's just a dog, man.
He's just one of those. He's just a generational guy. He's different. And people don't want to give him. People don't want to give him the crown because for years of what the best player in the league looked like, whether if it was Kobe, whether it was LeBron, MJ, you don't want to give it to him because over the years what the best player looked like. Now we're transitioning back into big men being important, whether it's Giannis, whether it's Embiid, him. We getting back to that, so it's different now. You know,
man, Nate, take that damn hat off, man.
You know he ain't gonna do it. I don't even know why you acting like that. He ain't gonna do it. He at home. He ain't at the studio. He ain't gonna take it.
Nate got that damn hat on, man, and I don't know why.
We was at the studio.
We got Will Johnson in the building. Ohio State is the feds. Okay, so I
being petty already, man.
I wasn't gonna start with football, but let's hop right into this because that is one of the items on the list. Now, all I know is if Ryan Day did what Jim Harbaugh is accused of doing, ESPN would be camped out in front of the Ohio State University right now. It would be the lead story. It would be a special on. Nate, I think your mic is muted. Um, so how serious is this? I'll give my take in a minute. I want to check in with you guys. How serious is this? Jim Harbaugh, and I'll say their name for the sake of our show. Instead of saying that team up north, I'll say how big a deal is it? What is going on at the University of Michigan currently?
Okay. You can't stop people from going to games. Is it wrong? Maybe not. Is it kind of morally wrong? Kind of. I mean, it's gonna be a black eye, but like even a lot of coaches came out and said you can't really stop coaches from going to games. I mean, we in high school we had other coaches scout teams we were about to play and do different things. It's just I guess it's frowned upon now. It's in poor taste. Like I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. Now if they blow it up to be a big deal, they might, but
Nate, your mic is still muted. So while Nate figures that out, this is what I'm gonna say because the homie Triggs, shout out to Triggs. I hope he should be watching or watch at some point. If he doesn't, we know Triggs always goes back and listens to the show, which we obviously appreciate. One of my day ones. Here's the thing. Triggs came to me on Saturday and said, "Well, AB, you said every team does it at some point," and I said, "Yeah, but there's different ways of doing it. There's a legal way. Hey, I caught you signaling a play in, or when they do this or signal this in during the course of a game, this is what this means. This they're gonna run this play, they're gonna run this formation. And then there's what's illegal is filming somebody's signals,
right, for sure.
purposely scouting ahead of time, buying tickets to games, sending a staffer to a game to scout opponents, and purposely with that intent to steal and record signals. Excuse me. That is illegal and that crosses the line. Not, hey, I caught you doing something during the game. Y'all didn't have because you always have, especially in college football, you have, the real signal and you have the fake, guy, signaling in, or certain people use banners or,
Right.
funny boards or whatever, and like I said, if you pick up on that, during the course of a game, that's one thing, but that's completely different. And that's not me being biased or the Ohio State, nothing. And let's not forget, while Will said that Ohio State is the fifth, let's not forget a few years ago, it was Jim Harbaugh who accused Ryan Day of cheating, also. And that got swept under the rug. Like he never said that. Also, now it doesn't matter. Yeah, Nate, you still have problems, brother. You might want to
Still can't hear you.
go in and come back out.
Right, right. Yeah, man. What you
Ohio
saying is
State
true.
put those allegations out to try to get ahead of the possibility of losing to Michigan again. Now, um, while
Why you
Will
entertaining Will, man? You know
while
he
Will is
trolling. Why
being
you
funny and throwing stuff out there like that, um, Big Nate,
All right, now is this tick for tack? Because I feel like it
yeah,
is.
now it's in there now. Well, Will is just being funny. That's number one, because
Will
he's
don't take
trying to
that
get my blood pressure elevated. But
serious.
see, and now he's
Right.
roasting. He said Nate look like Bill Russell.
I've been saying that. You can't take credit for my
Well, at
jokes, but
least
I've
I
been
got
saying
my
that for
hair
years.
still.
No, I could say
Y'all
the
get off
same
fast,
thing
bro.
about. Wait a minute, yeah, I could say the same thing about Jim Harbaugh a few years ago.
Yeah, we can. I was just gonna
where
say, like, we can go there. We
you
can go
know
tick for tack.
he was whining and crying about everything under the sun, and that was the reason why Ohio State was winning. And he said, it's hard to beat people who aren't playing by the rules or whatever. Like I have the quote, I can find the quote about all of that. Really, it was just Ohio State kicking their ass on the recruiting trail. Um, really, and honestly, that's still happening. So it ain't like Ohio State really needs, the edge. They need to get, the edge on that last Saturday in November, actually out there, on the playing field. Now, if that's being influenced by sign stealing and coincides with the last 2 years of Michigan winning the Big Ten title, which makes perfect sense to me, honestly. Um,
Sure.
they're not the only person to do this illegally. There were allegations about Clemson doing this during their reign as well, especially when Brent Venables was still the defensive coordinator there before he left to take the head coaching job at Oklahoma. Um, and Ohio State made adjustments in the 2021 college football playoff semifinal against Clemson, where they went to the Oregon, fast, no huddle, offense to counter the sign stealing that was alleged to be done by Clemson. And you see what happened. They kicked Clemson's ass pretty good in that bowl game. So
I told you that was gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, John, you said that.
you did, John, and I give you credit for that. But if that was happening, which I have reason to believe, Ryan Day and his coaching staff making that adjustment had something to do with that. Also, because if you go up against somebody twice like they did previously in the college football playoff and lose, and that was part of it, and you feel like your signs and signals were being, stolen, they made an adjustment and it changed the outcome of the game.
Right.
Because in a game like that, and that's what I tell people all the time, when schools, at least at that time, like Clemson and Ohio State are playing, you're talking about equal talent across the board, the athletes that are playing.
Yeah,
So
you gonna do whatever you got to do to get a leg up, man. Like I'm from the U, baby. If you ain't paying attention, you ain't trying. So I already know. I know what they try to do. So what happens, man?
tell them to make them adjustments against Michigan. Yeah. So wheels on one
Hey, man.
today. I ought to not throw your basketball team at pizza party. I promise you.
Hey, man.
um, we'll see what happens that last Saturday in November, man. We got kind of a
It's gonna be
liability
competitive.
going, and that's what I want to talk about and transition to, because I'm not going to spend a bunch of time, on that. I still think Ohio State has the superior athletes and players to get the job done. They've just been out physical and out coached the last two games. Now, if sign stealing has something to do with it, okay, then an adjustment still has to be made, because I don't see why they would necessarily stop doing it, even though they've already scapegoated the staffer and suspended him, up in Ann Arbor. So there's got to be some truth to it. I don't know why Michigan would suspend him if
Yeah, that
not.
came out. That came down on the firewire real quick.
Yeah,
But somebody has to be the scapegoat. Somebody has to be, the person they put up front on the chopping block to make it look like they're doing something. You know
I
that, right?
Yeah.
agree. But if nobody did anything, then why would you
Why are we
do
doing all
anything at
this?
all?
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. But that's how things go. When people get caught and they don't want to dig it, they don't want them digging deeper. Okay, let's put this person out front. Let's get it out the way. Let's say we punish them and move on. They trying to move on from it. But the more they keep digging, then we're gonna may find something that you don't want to know.
See, we're on here acting crazy. So I'll say better still.
And but the crazy part about it is, man, I don't know, man. Michigan been playing tough. They've been playing the most consistent, but they don't look like they juggernaut to me. But they
Well,
playing consistent.
I want to transition away from them because
Don't they play?
I'm
They play USC this week, don't they? I mean, no, that's Notre Dame. Notre
Notre Dame
Dame.
already played. Notre Dame
Yeah, that's
already
what I'm
beat
saying. They
USC.
already played. That's what I'm saying.
who does? Could somebody look up and see who that team up north plays this week? One of y'all,
I got you.
Oh, okay.
as we transition away from them slightly, because I am interested on who they play this week. But um, the topic that I wanted to talk about was Kyle McCord. Now,
They play
Yeah, I
Purdue.
know. They play Purdue. Okay. So they should smoke them, sign stealing or not.
Shouldn't
um,
matter.
I don't single players out, and I'm still not necessarily doing this, but there's a problem in Columbus. I think I'm not one of those butt nuts who likes to complain about victories and overanalyze things, but there's a standard in Columbus. You're used to seeing football played a certain way, caliber athletes that are on that roster, talent wise. It's not equating to the way that they're playing this year. There's an argument in Buckeye Nation because I've heard some fans that are like, man, get off of Kyle McCord. He's doing a great job. Look at his numbers. And there's other fans like me, Nate, Jeff, pretty much anybody who actually watches the game and is an Ohio State fan. It's like, the hell with them numbers. Like, he's not playing that well, you know, and it is holding the offense back a little bit. Uh, see, Buck nuts pause, man. I'm too old for that Cam and me shit, man. That pause. But I mean, the defense is actually playing lights out to me.
I'm so tired of him, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah.
The
The
defense
defense
is
is
playing
actually doing
lights
their
out.
job. We go deflect Will Johnson right now. But yeah, the
I
defense is actually
I
doing
thought
their
the
job.
defense didn't play bad last year until obviously that game
The
against the
last,
team
yeah,
up
the end of the
north.
game. The end is, yeah, that last
Because
game.
I've had that conversation with Cam. I'm like, yo, if I don't even count the Georgia game because if that's the number one team in the country and the best team in the country, blah blah blah, then they supposed to score points, right? So that was a back and forth affair that ended with a botched field goal at the end, costing my Buckeyes from beating them. But long story short, I mean, I know even John has watched some Ohio State games and highlights this year. How much of it is is Kyle McCord? Just being honest.
I'm not gonna say all of it is him. I'm gonna
Okay.
say I give
Go
him
ahead, man.
I give him like 35% of this. The struggling offense during the middle of the game is because of him. He's not executing on throws, overthrowing, hanging receivers out. So I honestly believe I give it about 30, 40 to 45%. I ain't gonna go no higher because I ain't gonna say half his fault and half the other people's fault. Because a lot of that offense goes through him, and we're seeing that. But we can
Big
also blame
John.
the run.
Yeah, the run game before you go, Big John, has not been what we're accustomed to seeing either, and that's because the offensive line has underachieved a little bit too. Now, granted, that is a new unit, with the exception of, I believe, two starters are the only two that are returning from last year. But at a certain point, they had to step their game up too, because that's a loaded running back room at Ohio State. So that's not the excuse. But go ahead, Big John.
I'm kind of agreeing with Nate. Um, he needs he needs to be like you. You give my guy a lot of flack. He needs to be Ken Dorsey. He needs to sit back there, be a point guard, distribute to all those free athletes he has. And he hasn't been that. I don't know whether he's scared of him being new, him not playing to maybe the potential they thought he was going to play to. But also, like you said, the offensive line is a new unit. The running backs haven't been hitting like they were supposed to. Um, but the only game he showed heart, I will say, was the Notre Dame game. Even though I feel like Notre Dame gave away the house money, but he still made the plays he needed to make. So if he can
He
play
held
like
his
that
own.
for the rest of the
He
year,
definitely held his own that game.
You
if
still
he if
got
he
to
can play
make the
like that,
play.
if he plays like that, like he did in Notre Dame game for the rest of the year, y'all be straight. But we don't know whether that guy's gonna show up or the other guy's gonna show up. Now, if he come out and get the ball to the athletes, the running game start coming together, the offensive line start gelling, y'all be straight.
And something else I saw that Ryan Day and Brian Hartline were trying to sprinkle in a little bit, was they were starting to give Devin Brown some more playing time, even if it was just in the Wildcat packages and down by the goal line, and then he gets hurt.
Right.
So now you back to Kyle McCord only. Well, my take on it, and I feel like I say this all the time. I feel like quarterbacks get too much credit when things go right, and they get too much blame when things go wrong. I think that's a little bit of the case with Kyle McCord right now. I never want to single a guy, out, especially for my beloved Buckeyes. But I do think, he can play better. He can be more accurate. As Nate alluded to, in certain situations, there are receivers that are open. Certain plays that let's be honest, we've been a little bit spoiled going back to Troy Smith in Buckeye land, that we're used to certain quarterbacks being able to make, and particularly the last three. So we talk about Simba, God rest his soul, Dwayne Haskins, Justin Fields, and CJ Stroud. We are used to them locating that thing at a premium,
That's
you
true.
know. And Kyle McCord's not doing that right now. So a lot of times I think he may be under pressure. He's not setting his feet. Sometimes I think Kyle McCord thinks too much also. He stares
He
down
definitely overthinks when he's doing reading routes. Definitely
yeah, and he stares down wide receivers too, which is easy to do when you got Marvin Harrison and Mecca Ibuka, wide receivers like that. So I've seen little improvements, each week with him becoming more comfortable. Now, am I going to jump off the deep end and say, is he, that guy, or has he proven that yet? Mm, haven't, yeah, haven't
But
seen
like
enough.
you, but like you said, man, over the years, when you've been spoiled with great quarterback play, think about back to old Florida State days. You go from winning championships, having Chris Winkie, to having Chris Ricks, Christian Ponder, all those guys, and they couldn't find a guy until they got Jameis. So it's like when you've been spoiled with that great quarterback play, man, it's different, and you expect more. So you go from the three guys you just named to him, and everybody looking at him like he ain't it. Hell, even the guy, even Burrow, who didn't make it, went and did what he did. He was on that roster.
Well,
So
it goes back further than that. Even though I'm not the biggest JT Barrett fan, he did put up a lot of numbers. He shared time with, 12 Gauge, but, even before him, obviously the great former two-time Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year, Braxton Miller, before him, Terrell Pryor, so there have been guys there that we expect a certain level of play at the quarterback position. Now, what's changed? Because it used to be you could get by with, and I mean this is no slight at all, because you know how I revere these guys, but it used to be you could get by with a Craig Krenzel or a Bobby Hoying, in Columbus, because of the guys around you.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, there's room for improvement for him, but I don't put it all on him. So while Will is being funny though, I think what's going on in Ann Arbor is disgusting. Um, it's typical of Michigan fans who want to deflect and talk about everything under the sun when it's their time to be roasted. But I just think it's hilarious that them returning to prominence, which honestly is a good thing for the Big Ten. It's a good thing for the rivalry. It's a good thing for college football, for Michigan to be back where they're supposed to be as one of college football's blue bloods. I think we can all agree on that. But I do think it's hilarious that them returning to prominence is linked to them cheating. Like
This their first time to shine.
it's like, bro, like come on, man. Like how coincidental is that? Big John just left us. But this is another reason, and we apologize to our loyal fans uh, when you let me add Big John back.
Yeah, he having issues today.
Yeah, Big John having technical difficulties today.
Me and him, it's both of us.
we
But
good, bro. We good, bro. No, I was
Now
cool. That
we
was my fault. I did.
what I was gonna say to our fans who will come back and listen to this, Nate, make sure you share this to all the places too if you
Yep.
haven't
Yeah.
already.
That's what I did at
Um,
the beginning.
we're gonna figure this studio thing out eventually. It's just we have all been in the middle of a bunch of different things, and it's been hard. Me and Nate, checked out another spot last week. Um, Hopefully all three of us can get together, grab some wings, a couple adult drinks, and put our heads together and figure this out, you know, pretty soon. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. These brothers
We
busy
gonna
over
figure
here.
it out. We definitely gonna figure it out. Oh, you know what I've been doing. You know what's been going on with
I
me.
know, I
We
know,
definitely gonna figure it
I know, Big John. But no, seriously, your Hurricanes, as we wrap up the college football talk, ended their four
No, the
game
kids
losing
take
streak
over
to
my life
Clemson.
sometimes. So
We know Nate is the
trying to
single
get back
dad of the
accorded to
year.
things.
Yeah. Your Canes took over, man, and beat Clemson. I had to post that. I was so happy for the U.
I was happy, but I was still mad. We should only have one loss, but whatever.
Hey, you gotta take them where you can get them now, man.
I know. If we beat Florida State, I'll be happy, and that's the only way it's gonna make up for that dumb stuff at Georgia Tech. If we beat Florida State, then I'll be happy.
So let's stay on
Yeah,
football
that's about the only thing, bro.
before we transition to basketball. Let's stay on football. We got a big time game coming up for our beloved Cincinnati Bengals this Sunday. Even
Yeah,
with the Niners coming off two straight losses, this is going to be really critical for us because we don't have any room for error after the way we started 0-2 and now 3-3. We still don't have any room for error. The 49ers are trending the wrong way, but still we know when healthy, one of the best teams in the league. But
Did you see
something,
today? They said Sam Darnold said he may be the starter due to Purdy being in
yeah.
concussion
Concussion protocol.
protocol.
I saw that, but my question is at this point, is Brock Purdy being exposed at all?
He
Oh
definitely
yeah,
was. He was definitely exposed Monday.
I made a comment for the past 2 weeks. He's looked like Mr. Irrelevant. I think the tape is out. It only takes a couple times for them to get what you do in the NFL. Once they catch up, now it's gonna be
So
on
this
Brock
is
Purdy to
this
get
is the
better.
thing, Big John. I'm
Oh,
gonna
the
say
tape is
this,
out.
bro.
Oh, the tape is out.
Yeah, the tape out, but he's going back to making rookie mistakes.
But you say he going back. He started off so strong. He ain't really started making rookie mistakes. He
That's
came
what I'm
out
saying. He's going
guns
backward.
blazing.
He's going
Yeah, he's
backwards.
going. Yeah,
Well,
but like,
it's easy when you have the brain thrust of Kyle Shanahan and you got McCaffrey and you got Debo Samuel and other guys around you to minimize your mistakes when you're at full strength. This is something that a lot of people had asked. They're like, what happens when he's trailing, or what happens if there's a guy or two out of the lineup? Then what Brock Purdy do we see?
what you're saying is correct. Now the Cleveland game, I can kind of understand. Cleveland has a great defense. It should have been a defensive game. Cleveland game I can understand, but Minnesota, even Minnesota going against their defense, we know how good the 49ers defense is. They had a perfect game plan for their defense. They blocked their behind off. They took Bosa out the game. So I kind of blame the defense for that loss too. But then also
Yeah, for
Purdy made
sure.
some mistakes too.
I agree. I blame that defense
Purdy
too.
made some mistakes too. Because I turned on the Minnesota game. I caught it in the second half. No, I caught it in the second quarter. I'm like, what's going on?
You know who burnt them?
So
What's the
Addison,
corner's
Addison
name?
was killing him.
What's the corner name? For San Fran. Uh,
It's crazy. I know they safety, but I don't know
Burns.
they
I think
corner.
his name is Burns. But he got like consecutive pass interference call. He was getting exposed. Really was
Yeah,
getting exposed a lot.
Well, you know who else joined the media fray with making comments on the recent downtrend of the San Francisco 49ers. He had to say that I think they can be had currently, was his exact quote. And I'm like, Jerry, you need to worry about your own team right now.
Well, when they played y'all, when they played y'all, they
They
was going on
embarrassed
all
you.
cylinders.
So what you got to say about that?
Relax, my dude.
No, but
Uh,
seriously, the Bengals are coming off of a bye. Um, we've kind of dug ourselves out of the hole right now, so we're sitting right there at the top of the list. We haven't completely, climbed out. So we're 3-3. It's a fresh slate. Bengals are poised, possibly go on another run like they did last year in that 10-game, winning streak. What is your confidence level right now, gentlemen, in the Bengals' ability to turn the corner and start going on a run like they did last year?
well, starting with this next game, man, if their offensive line can come out and do what Minnesota did, they're gonna be fine because they got to deal with Chase. Hopefully, Higgins come on strong because they've been waiting for him to do it. Boyd showed up last week. I think they can do it, man. Defense been playing great.
Yeah, they
Defense
have.
been playing great. So if they can keep the defense going like they're going, offense finally get back on all cylinders. Because like you said, they don't play the preseason anymore. So it always seems like they got to get a jump. They got to get a jump start every year. At the beginning of the year, they take
It's like
in
they
one or
got a
two
they
losses
it's
on the
like they come out, they got a new
yeah,
car, but they got a bad battery.
yeah. They got it's like they got to come out like it's snow on the ground. They got to come out and cut the car on. Like they don't come out of the gates firing. So and every year they show, even since Burrow been the starter, he never started off. He always come on strong towards the end, but pause. But yeah, man, he always comes on towards the end, but it's like he always starts off slow.
If there's anybody that I trust to turn the ship around and they can go on a run, it is Joe Burrow. And this is
For
Joe
sure.
Burrow time right now because they have a tremendous slate of games coming up with them and Buffalo. A lot of primetime games, those games that Joe Burrow gets pissed off because they're usually talking about the other guy, the other team,
Right.
and the media doesn't know that they're secretly feeding Joe's fire. So
For sure.
this is about the time for the Bengals to make that run. Now, I do have a few concerns with injuries. T. Higgins is still, dealing with that, rib fracture. Orlando Brown had the groin injury at the end of last game. That's definitely one to watch because, we need that continuity and it's not a real deep off it some lines. So,
Yep.
but no, I'm confident in the Bengals' ability to do this. But this is big time for all Cincinnati Bengals fans. Anytime we play San Francisco, you know,
It's all
any
about
big,
revenge. It's all
yeah,
about revenge.
any Bengals fan, I'm telling you, besides the Pittsburgh Steelers and of course, Kansas City Chiefs, currently, uh, you say the word San Francisco 49ers, there's a pain, there's a stab in
Yeah.
your chest or your heart from them two Super Bowls.
Is Debo still out?
Yep. Supposedly.
Hey, and pause. Somebody put a body on Kittle this week. Do not let Kittle get off because Kittle kills the Bengals every time he plays.
Yeah,
Please,
he
somebody.
does.
It's easier said than done, but somebody please just stay with him all game.
Yeah.
See, and they got us in the prime time slot too. So I'm assuming we're gonna have the big boy crew of Jim Nance and Tony Romo.
Right.
Nah, we on Fox. So it might be Troy Aikman in there.
No, it's on CBS, ain't it?
Oh, is it CBS? I thought
I
it was
think
on Fox.
it's CBS. I'm just glad that the Chiefs aren't involved, so we don't have to hear Tony Romo and Jim Nance gush over Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey 100 times. And I tell you what, I'm already tired of this damn Taylor Swift shit and putting the
Yeah, the
camera on
Travis
her
Kelsey thing.
100 times
Yeah, I'm
throughout
telling
the
you.
game. I don't care about that.
Man, I ain't never seen
Yeah,
nothing done like this ever in life.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Then they showing her and Patrick Mahomes' wife high five, but nobody cares. Show the
Don't
game. I don't.
nobody care.
And they doing this choreographed celebration bullshit because they know cameras on them and all that. It's like, come on, man. I can't really say what I want to say because we in 2023, but I'll just leave it at that. Like I don't care. I want the Bengals to go on a run and do what they need to do on the field because I'm tired of seeing the Kansas City Chiefs in them plain ass uniforms. We the only team that can apparently beat Kansas City or at least make it interesting because we have beat them 3 out of the last 4. I know they made a whole bunch of fray about that last one, but just remember we are 1-1 in AFC Championship games, and 3 out of the last 4 over the last calendar year have gone to us. So
Yep. When
again,
we play them in January.
it's close to the end of the year. I know that. I think it's on New Year's Eve, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So we got a little ways to wait till we get um, to them. But yeah, the only thing I can remember that was close to that was like when Tony Romo was dating. Who was it? Was it Jessica Simpson? Who was it that he was dating?
Yeah, it was Jessica
I think
Simpson.
Yeah,
yeah, I think it
you
was
know, it was close to that.
It
But
was after she
Travis,
had broke up with Nick Lachey. So yeah, it was Jessica Simpson.
and I don't even want to get into the personal feelings that I have
Nick.
about what
Nick,
Travis
why do you know
Kelsey
this?
did. You know,
Publicity stunt.
all I know is he was dating that sister for about 4 5 years,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden, even his dad, oh, Taylor Swift is such a sweetheart. Shut up, man.
Ain't
I
nobody
don't want.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, cause yeah, there's so many undertones that I can get into even with that, but I don't know their personal situation, so I'm not
And
gonna
his brother
comment.
don't talk too much on that either. He be like,
I wouldn't want to step in there neither. Like, I mean, but I guess a lot of people say like if you had the opportunity to date Taylor Swift and you was, Travis Kelsey, would you do it? And I was like, depends on what my situation was. Like I said, he was rocking with old girl for a long time.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I, Taylor Swift got some money, but that sister has thick, so I don't know about all that.
She got the bag. We ain't
It
gonna
just
deny that. She got the bag.
it just looked like bad optics, and I think obviously you could make some assumptions and say that maybe that's what it is because a lot of people who do have ends want to date somebody who got ends because that alleviates a lot of potential problems. It ain't something to discuss. I got money, you got money. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And at
Yeah.
least you're not talking to nobody for money. But again, and I'm not even insinuating at all that that's what the sister was doing because again, she was with Travis Kelsey for a long time. But it, to my knowledge, neither one of them have spoke on it publicly. Um,
I think it was a mutual agreement to separate. So
Probably. My guess, and I know other people have spoke on this too. Is one person probably wanted to get more serious than the other, and maybe an ultimatum was thrown out there or whatever, and it was like
probably that's probably what it was.
deuces. You know what I mean? But
If that,
Right.
I gotta get up out of here.
yeah. So I think that's what happened. But uh, moving on a little bit from the football talk, because there's a lot of scenarios and storylines that we can focus on with that. We might double back to that, but I want to get to a few different things that we had promised to talk about uh, as it relates to the NBA finals this year. I want to go on and get this out the way because we do this every year since it's still early, beginning of the season. Some teams haven't played yet. Finals predictions, fellas. East and West.
Go
Hmm.
ahead, Big John. We'll let you go first.
Denver and the Bucks.
Woo! He going Giannis and Dame Dollar.
Denver and the Bucks. Right now, Denver playing so well, bro. I don't see nobody competing with them. If the Suns can get it together, maybe, and that's if they get it together. But ain't nobody messing with Denver right now. And the Bucks,
So that Suns team, that's a Devin Booker team. We can't say that's KD team, man. After
I
last
didn't, I
night,
didn't, I didn't.
we
It's been Bucks team, but I'm just saying I don't. They if they click, then maybe. But ain't nobody messing with Denver.
But I'm just saying, wait till they get your boy Bradley Beal out there. That will be
Yeah,
interesting to watch.
this gonna be different. It's gonna be different.
Nate,
My C's coming out the east. My C's coming out the east. And I'm with Big John. I'm going with Denver. Denver look like the untouchable team right now.
all right. Let's see. Out west, after what I saw last night, it's kind of hard to go against Denver. I was leaning towards Phoenix, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick Denver, and I'm gonna pick Denver to play not Nate Celtics. I think it's gonna be the Bucks, Denver and the Bucks. But wouldn't surprise me if Phoenix got it together by the end of the year and challenge.
The key thing about Phoenix is if Nurkic stays healthy.
Ain't that the dude the Shaq always goes, "You rain"?
Yeah.
Right, I think it is. But you know what, Nate, I would have picked the Seeds, man. I just don't trust them. Every time they get
Nobody do.
in
Nobody trusts us.
and every time they get in a position to prove people wrong, they always prove them right.
Man, I'm done with
Last 2
them.
years,
And you know what? And not just because I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm done with them because that original group is done now, right?
You don't like the ads?
Porzingis is gonna change things for the Celtics, and I was watching them against my Knicks earlier. It's gonna be interesting, but I don't know. Like you got so used to seeing that trio of Smart, Tatum, and Brown, and I know you didn't like Marcus Smart as much as I did, but um,
We just dropped Marcus Smart for a better defender.
are you saying that you're a better team without Marcus Smart?
Drew Holiday just filled that void.
he a better defender than defensive player of the year.
Yes, for sure.
Oh,
He can defend 1 through 4. Marcus Smart didn't defend 1 through 4.
So
Maybe
he
1 and 2.
so he like Jaquan Parker.
I don't like that comparison. I don't
Well,
like
we'll
that.
get back to that when we get to Bearcats basketball. But
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
um, something in me really wanted to pick Phoenix though because when Bradley Beal comes back, I'm a big Bradley Beal guy. I feel like he wasted a lot of his career in Washington.
I agree.
Feel like he should have left a lot earlier, but he signed that extension chasing that bag.
Yep. That
You
bag
know,
was undeniable though. I ain't gonna hold you.
yeah, but
But it ain't worth sitting there losing and
yeah,
diminishing your game.
he should have been gone when John Wall left.
Yeah,
He
he
should
should
have
have been
left
right
too.
back. He should have been out the door too.
That was the end of that Washington thing. Is it good, Big John? Whatever it is.
yes, it is.
He over there munching. It must be good.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
So, but
I ain't
but
eating it yet.
I watched Anthony Davis, who I've defended a lot on this program and just in general. I watched him come out and score 17 in the first half yesterday.
Look good the first half.
Yeah, he did, and score absolutely nothing
The
the
second half.
rest of the game.
You can't get fouled to get a free throw or get something.
Can't
You
get
ain't get
nothing.
nothing.
He
Let,
only added 3 rebounds with it too.
let me tell Lakers fans why that's not gonna work. And I realize that I'm going to unintentionally offend some bronze sexuals out there who, you know, if you say anything remotely, not praising him, they go bananas.
He didn't even go for the ball.
Almost like the Beehive if you say something
Yeah, for
about
real. It is. They
Beyonce.
about as equal.
Um, LeBron is in year 21, and as great as he is, he's only going to be able to do it in spurts. I'm trying to be careful so I get across what I'm trying to say versus not sounding a certain way, but honestly, I don't give a damn. He's only going to be able to do it in spurts. If LeBron was able to pick this team up and put them on their back for 82 games, he would have did it
Yeah,
already.
he'd have been did it already.
The Lakers are only going to go as far as Anthony Davis can take them.
I don't think it's gonna be too far. I see a first round exit. I'm
Before
just
I
gonna be
get into
honest.
that, before I get into
But ever
that,
since the bubble, that's what it was supposed to be in the first place. I've been saying that for the past
exactly.
3 years.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It was supposed to, baton supposed to be passed to AD anyway. First, it was now we're worried about can he health wise do that. Now, I mean that's still always a concern with AD, but now it's like, are you going to disappear? Shouldn't with that massive contract extension that he just signed. But it just kind of is what it is. I don't want to panic game one of an 82 game season. I just don't think they could beat the Denver Nuggets. The
Nah, I think the Nuggets got that chant last night. Who's your
Yeah, the
daddy?
who's your daddy chant. That's
Uh,
okay. That's
that was
fine. But
pretty tough.
Torian Prince had a good debut for the
He
Lakers.
did. That
I,
that that was a really good debut for him.
I like that addition. Now the Gabe
I see
Vincent
y'all starting
one,
0-2 though.
I'm kind of like, again, it's game one of an 82 game season.
He was doing too much last night.
He wasn't doing enough for me because he was lights out, cannon 3 pointers and all over the court defensively against my New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference semifinals last year. I didn't see that at all last night. Not the Gabe Vincent that I thought they were getting in free agency. But again, it's
Tag
game
game,
one.
man. Tag game.
It's game one. People are filling out, to process their roles or whatever. One thing that I do know that was proven last year is that man Darvin Ham can coach.
Yeah, for
So
sure. He can.
I'm not really worried about that. I know he'll make the tweaks or whatever where they need to. Um, honestly, it may come down to Rob Palinka having to work his magic again and make a trade, somewhere to
What do you
add a
think they
piece or
need?
something. Boy,
They
Christian
need to
Wood
get
looked
they
good in the post too yesterday. Because I was gonna say maybe they need some more help in the post, but
they need
And
to give AD a
Jackson
second
Hayes
chance so
actually
he can
gave
play
them
like
good
Kobe.
minutes too.
they need Kyrie Irving. But
I was waiting for you to say it. Who they need to call, bro? They need to go get somebody from Dallas.
Boy,
I was waiting for you to say it.
either that or just some more perimeter, shooting, some more 3 and D guys. But I don't know. It's just they don't match up well with what Denver has
Is but
right
it,
now.
but the thing is, you got to think about who out there they can go get. Let's go fit.
But you know who tilted the scale though, and I was thinking about this last night and getting pissed off. You know who tilted the scale?
Huh.
The Magic when they gave the Nuggets Aaron Gordon tilted the scale.
Yeah,
That's what put
yeah.
them over the top.
that made Denver a true competitor.
Like you got to figure out is there a trade out there like that? Because Aaron Gordon was so underrated and just wasting his talent down there in Orlando. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
outside the Duncan and all that. Yeah, he was wasting time down there.
Yeah. And it gets hard, man, because when you're trying to build a team around, Mr. James, it's similar to other superstars. You have to, get guys that compliment him well, or whatever. Because if you don't, you run into a situation, and this is no disrespect to those guys. You run into a situation where you had like Brody or Patrick Beverly that just don't fit well with LeBron.
I'm like really going through in my brain. I'm just been. I'm like just right now while we talking this. I'm just scanning the league right now, and trying to think who would be somebody that can fit in that Laker lineup. I'm only people I can think of somebody possibly moving is either Levine or DeRozan, but I can't think of nobody else.
Those would be perfect additions. Really.
Because Levine's on his last year. DeRozan, I think he on his last year, or no, he got one more year. But it's
I
just
don't
like,
put it past Rob Pelinka to try something though.
yeah, I don't either. I don't. He is a daredevil when it comes to those type things.
Well, and Jeannie is, the man's excellent. So, at a certain point, if things do even remotely start off the way they did last year, she gonna be looking at him like,
Right.
I need some. She
but
go,
she got tickets and she got high price tickets to sell out there at
yeah,
crypto.com. So Jeannie don't play about that.
yeah. She don't play at all about that. We seen that in the series.
Yeah,
She
man.
all about a money grab real quick if she need to.
So speaking of teams that come up short, that's a perfect segue. I asked you guys who your favorite all-time NBA team was that did not win an NBA championship. I don't know who mine is, but I'm curious. Let you guys go first. Who is your all-time favorite NBA team to not win a championship? Talk about one particular season or team in particular that did not get it done. That was, your favorite or just fun to watch. Who would that be?
Fun to watch, man. It would be that Kings team, man. I lost to your Lakers, bro. Like they were fun to watch. You got P Webb, B Rod, you know, all
Turkaloo,
Pager, Kirkaloo, Pager, all those guys, man. It was dope
Bobby
to watch.
Jackson.
Right,
See, I got the
you
Bobby
know,
Jackson headband on right now.
right. All of them, man. It was just dope to watch, but they came up short all the time.
Vladdy. Give give him that uh.
Lottie Lottie.
Give
Call him Lottie.
that Vladdy pump fake, bruh.
And another one, another one, man, would be that Sir Charles Tweedy Sons team with Thunder Dan and KJ. That would be another one for me.
That
But those
was a
two most
nice one to
definitely.
watch, man. Thunder Dan. I'm a big Thunder Dan fan.
Thunder
KJ and
Dame.
Barkley. Nah, but Nate, so your all time favorite NBA team to not win an NBA title.
That morning and Grandmama team. I look back at that
Charlotte,
roster.
okay.
They
Muggsy
had a
Bowles.
yeah, they had Dale Curry. Uh,
Okay,
they
I
even
like
had
that.
Rick Fox for a hot minute.
Okay, that's Charlotte team, the
Yeah,
early
that Charlotte team.
90s.
That was the era of Grandmama and the gold tooth and the Converses. So that was an era.
Right,
Grandma Ma.
So
Actually, I just watched that episode on Family Matters where he was
did you?
on there recently.
that's
Out
funny.
there balling with Urkel.
That's funny.
So yeah, that was like a team. That was one that really stuck out to me. And then low key, I'm shocked that it didn't happen because I wanted to see this. I wanted to see that Houston Rockets team with Sir Charles and all them going against MJ.
Wow, with them ugly uniforms.
Yeah, with the ugly Rocket uniforms. Yeah,
Hey,
The Steve
I actually like
Nash
the Rocky
uniform.
uniforms.
you
I
like
Man,
actually
that
like
them?
was
those uniforms.
garbage, man.
I had a
Trash.
Elijah jersey with the stripes. I actually like that uniform.
I hated
I
them
thought it was
uniforms.
dope.
Garbage. Yeah, I ain't like the uniform. So for me, I got two favorite um teams that did not ultimately win the championship. This would be a big surprise for people. Of course, my 1994 New York Knicks
Of course.
finally made it to the finals when MJ retired. Was up 3 games to 2. The infamous OJ and the Bronco story broke. And
Yeah,
game 6, they kept cutting away from the game.
they're
And
cutting it on.
me, I'm a
Yeah,
little kid in second grade. I'm like, man, I don't give a damn about this. Put my Knicks back on the
yeah.
TV.
Right.
um,
Was that out? That wasn't out. No, you said 94, 95, right?
that was 93, 94
I mean
season.
93, 94.
Yeah. Uh, because like I said, MJ retired and he stayed retired that whole year, and we finally made it to the finals. Had to go to Game 7 against Reggie to get to the finals, and was up 3-2. It should have won. Lost Game 6 to the Rockets back in Houston, 86-84 by 2 points. I never forget it.
Yeah.
And even I knew at that age, I'm like, well, we ain't gonna get it in Game 7.
Nope.
Not the dream, down there at the summit of Houston.
Nah, that wasn't
I was
happening.
like, I knew they was gonna take it
That
if
wasn't
they got it to
happening. Not
Game
with the
7.
dream on the case. Nah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, man. So it didn't happen, and of course, honestly, when you talk about the most fun, and it's crazy thinking about the teams that won championships for my Los Angeles Lakers, but that '98 squad that won 67 games had four All Stars with Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, Kobe Bryant,
Oh yeah,
Shaq
yeah, yeah.
on it. Robert Horry was still on that team. Derek Fisher was still on that team. Eldon Campbell was still on that team.
The faithful.
Yeah, that team was so deep and so fun to watch. And still playing in the old Great Western Forum, man.
Yeah.
Um, very exciting, but made it to the Western Conference Finals, but we ran into old Mailman and John Stockton.
Best 2-man game ever we gonna see in NBA history.
It's not the most talented team, but boy, they executed and they played some serious basketball.
Yeah,
So
they was the definition of moving the ball.
pick and roll.
Yeah.
Before everybody ran the pick and roll, John Stockton and Karl Malone had that to a T. You couldn't stop
Sure,
that.
for sure.
Yeah, but that team, because Kobe with the little mini fro coming off the bench, it was just so exciting to watch that team play, and
We
obviously,
seen all the development of that team too.
yeah, Bearcats legend Nick Van Exel running the point. So I want to talk about them too before we get off of here real quick. So obviously, our beloved Bearcats, the original Jordan Brand college hoops team, brought them unis back, man. What do y'all think about that, man? That was so dope to
The
see
best
that.
thing ever.
I'm glad they stuck to the blueprint.
The
I'm
best
glad they
thing
stuck to the
ever.
blueprint.
Yeah, I was hoping that they didn't, alter or change or go too far away from it. I'm like, you still got the uniform, on display at the Nike headquarters out there in Oregon, because it was
Yep.
the prototype. I was like, don't go away from it. And boy, as Mayan Bell would say, it looks sharp.
For sure.
Yeah, man. The jerseys went like hotcakes in the
What he saying?
book.
Coming to America, them boys look good.
Yeah, right.
Right.
uh Bookstore sold out instantly. I'm gonna go get me some of the shorts, and that's all I want anyway.
Yeah, I just want some shorts.
Yeah, man. But no, it's gonna be good to see the cats out there. Had an argument with the big OG Dowdy. We probably gonna have to have when we get back in the studio. We probably gonna have to go on and have Dowdy on here for an episode. Current TAF athletic director, former athletic director, and head coach of Purcell Marion football, was on his staff last year. I told him the pendulum was switching back to the basketball program, just like I told your big brother, Big John. I told Calvin it
Right.
was it was coming back.
Right.
But I'm excited. We got kids like Rayvon. I heard Jizzle James is really tearing it up in practice, doing really good.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that I told people to watch out for, and I told Dowdy, I said, and remember I said this on here. I'm probably use this as a teaser clip too. Daniel Skillings, my man from Philly, PA, is the next guy. You see.
We can see what happened. I'm just I'm just preparing. I'm just being humble right now. I'm just preparing for what I'm preparing for. I'm just
It's a
excited to see them
process,
in the new
man.
unis.
It's a process. Look, we know they're gonna have an
Excuse
adjustment
me.
going from the AAC to the Big 12. You got to play Baylor, you got to play Texas, you got to play Kansas State. I mean, these are some real butt whoopers that we got to play in year
Yeah, going through a gauntlet.
one. But
And Kansas State.
Kansas State too, Oklahoma State. Look, teams can play in that league, and that's fine. I'm just saying there's going to be an adjustment either way, and it was going to be an adjustment either way. But what's promising for me is you got a lot of 4 stars like Tyler Betsy and these other guys that, again, Tony Baloney, the great Tony Bobbitt, called me about a week and a half ago, and he said, Al, when we start celebrating getting 4 stars. And I said, when John Brandon had us getting 2 and 3 stars, I
Right.
said, you got to
Fact.
build back to what we were. And the fact that these 4 and 5 star guys are including UC in their top
Are
five,
even looking at it now.
yeah, when they whittle
We're
down
an
their
option.
decisions, Cincinnati is, in their top five, their top three again, lets you know that something's going on momentum wise. Cats
Yeah.
want to come here again. And you can argue whether that's built off the momentum that the football program had and the new buildings popping up on campus, whatever. I just know that, the flagship program of the university is back. They took their little retreat to Chicago before the season. I can see they taking care of the guys. I know they loving those Jordan packs that they get,
Oh
every
yeah.
every so often.
The pack is in. It's in
Yeah,
now.
yeah, man. So that's gonna be awesome, and I'm just looking forward to it, man. I can't wait to get down there, hop in that gym, and watch them play some serious basketball. Because there's gonna be a difference between playing East Carolina and playing Kansas.
For sure. Big difference.
You want to beat a man, you got to beat the man.
Basically. And on that note, me and Nate, when we were at homecoming, we bumped into the great JT Smith of front office news, and I finally, for everybody, I bumped into Little Goose finally.
You should have hit it with the Brian and Stewart. Where's my money, man? Got my money? Where's my money?
He took care of me. He went on
Oh,
to
okay.
pay me.
Yeah, he did it with no hesitation. He said, I'm a man of my word. I just ain't seen. He said, I want to give it to you.
Hey man, you can't be ducking nobody for $20, bro.
All right, that's what I told him. I said, bro, I know Little Goose got it, bro. I know you wasn't ducking me over 20. He said, nah, man, I just wanted to pay you in person, bro. But no, him and JT are still steadfast on uh, this Bud Crawford Errol Spence rematch.
I'm with him.
Now, I yeah, but it's the way JT did it though. Like, cause I was messing with Gooch. I tell him, I said, yeah, this dude was Team Spence all the way too. He's like, yup, yup. I was like, calm down, take
You
some of
got
that.
him going. You Al, you triggered it, and it's homecoming, so you know we
Yeah, but
elevated.
but don't be getting all hype like
You know it was homecoming. We elevated, man. So there's other things going on. It's a lot of partaking going on.
I bet Lil
There's a
Goose
lot of
again.
cigar smoke going on.
It was. I will bet Lil Goose again that the same outcome, maybe not as daunting as the first, fight was, but it'll still end in a stoppage with Bud Crawford. I'm
You
sorry.
still want to take that bet?
There's a
Yeah.
lot of people that for whatever reason they just think it'll
A
be a better
lot of people
showing,
a lot
or
of people are with if it's at 147, it'd be a different ball game. Damn, he
even
just
going up to
barely.
154 though. Like they both struggled to make weight at 147 though.
Yeah,
That
they
last
both
fight.
did.
Like I don't understand why people think, oh, at 154, like we're not talking about like Charlo jumping two, weight divisions to fight Canelo, you know. We talk about from 147 to 154.
That's a great move, RJ Beard. Yeah, it's a big difference. It's a big jump.
I don't think that's that big of a jump though. That's going from junior middleweight.
I
No, that's
think it's
going from
more of
welterweight
the fact
to.
that I think it's more of the fact that it's closer to natural weights.
That's fine, but that's still only going one weight division. That's welterweight to super welterweight or junior middleweight, at whichever one you prefer saying. That's one weight class. Now, in terms of boxing, 147 to 154 is a lot bigger deal than people may think. As far as moving up a weight class, because you're fighting guys that are naturally bigger. But we're talking about two guys at the same time going up the same weight class. To me, it's going to be the same outcome.
I think people, when he got handily beaten, I think when people they want to make excuses, that's what they want to do. You can't see him at this weight. Well, he kind of beat him technically sound. So I don't really think. I mean, I'm not a boxing guy, but I don't really think that's gonna make a big difference.
John, you listen. You didn't have to be a boxing guy to notice that ass whooping. In fact,
Oh, come on, man.
when did you get there? The
It
fourth
was,
round.
bro. It was, bro. It was. I
When did
got
you get
there.
there?
Was
The
it?
fourth round.
It was a
Nate was
second
so
or the third.
mad.
One of
I
them.
thought Nate was gonna kick me out of his apartment, man. Like
Yeah,
he
he
was
thought I
so
was gonna cut
I
it
think
out.
he was
I
so
think it was
mad.
the
I'm
third
like, Nate,
round.
why are you upset, bro? Like I'm like, he just got his ass whooped.
I don't even discuss it no more. That's how bad it is. I don't even
What
talk.
what what Uncle Roger say? Told y'all he's gonna get his ass whooped on
I
HBO.
don't even talk about it no more. I want to see what happened with Deontay Wilder. I want to see what's gonna happen with this Ndagu fight and Fury.
Man, okay. Let me go ahead and do it before we get out of here. There's only one Tyson Fury. I know whatchamacallit was getting traded by Mike Tyson, and I know the champ, taught him some combinations and some things, but there's not going to be enough time before this fight to get him up to speed as a boxer to fight Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury gonna dog that mug and go eat a cheeseburger afterwards.
Right.
So it's gonna be a walkthrough.
You can't make up that much time. Tyson Fury has been boxing for so long, and that's his advantage. You know what I mean? I growing up fighting in them pubs and stuff in England,
That's true.
stuff over
Yeah, it's a
there.
difference. It's a
That's
difference with
just what he
boxing.
does.
You can't expect Fury to be an MMA fighter. So if you boxing the heavyweight champ of the world in boxing, like that's kind of self-explanatory.
It's gonna be to a different level. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I mean, whatchamacallit? What? How you pronounce his last name again?
Ndaku, I think you said.
Yeah, Ndaku. He can punch, but the thing about it is, I've seen Tyson Fury get rocked and hit
We seen
by
him die in the
by the
ring
hardest
and rose
punching
again like the
dude
Undertaker.
there is in the sport of boxing. The dude that everybody else when he hits they stay hit, and he got up 4 times. So Ndaku ain't got that. I can
Like I
promise
said,
you
we
that.
seen dude die like the we seen him knocked down, died like the Undertaker, and rose again. So I've looked at him different ever since.
That's
They
Hey
still
man,
took
y'all
the
see
lead.
y'all see that movie Get Up to the Greek when Jordan Hill passed out and they hit him with that adrenaline pin. He woke up like I'm alive. Let's start running. That's what Tyson Fury did. Hey man,
that's
like we
that's
said,
still bothering the champ, man.
yeah.
His brain cannot compute why Tyson Fury keeps getting up after he hits.
He still got that like, how the hell did he get up?
It's just like he gonna sit well with Deontay Wilder, man. He cannot let that go, and I don't blame him. Like it's just something special about Tyson Fury. First of all, Tyson Fury is a nut. That's number one.
Right.
You fighting a dude that's crazy, but like they said, if obesity, depression, and drug addiction didn't knock him out, your right hand ain't going to either. So
Right. Right.
I am interested
Nope.
to see what happens with Deontay Wilder. I would. to be honest, and I'm going to put this out there, so maybe we can use this as a sound bite too. I wish that him and Anthony Joshua, uh, for lack of a better word, well, I won't cuss, but I'll say, I wish they would quit effing around and get in the ring, because I honestly, at this point, it's the biggest
You
fight for
already
both.
cussed.
I did, but the Stephen A. Smith ESPN words, as I say, are a little bit different than that F bomb. But um, no, like seriously, it's the biggest fight for both of them right now. Now I can see also why neither one of them wants to necessarily take it, because the loser of this fight
It's the end
is
of
the
their
odd
career.
man out. Yeah,
End of
loser
their
of this
career.
fight ain't really got to worry about challenging for the heavyweight title no more. So I can see why they would be a little nervous to do that one.
Yeah, it's the end of their career. If after that fight, they might as well hang it up.
Yeah, especially AJ, because he's
Yeah,
had more opportunities at it. Like to me, Deontay Wilder should be in a title fight right now, because the only person he's lost to is Tyson Fury.
yep.
AJ, you lost a couple times, brother.
And they wasn't pretty.
No, they wasn't. Now he did beat excuse me, Ruiz in the rematch, but
Usyk
yeah,
just outboxed him.
yeah,
Just
them Usyk
outboxed him.
losses was ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like them. So I think we touched on everything that I wanted to touch on this episode. A lot of people watching the NBA tonight, apparently.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
it is. A lot of people watching the NBA.
so hopefully we'll get our views up and people will check out the audio, which will be uploaded on Spotify, Apple, Google, and SoundCloud as usual. You can check out the video on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, actually, where it's been live streamed. So we're here. We're going to continue to be here. We'll work out something when we figure out the studio situation so we can get back live. But it's your host, I am Farrell, checking out with the Brown Bruce Wayne, Big John.
Yes, sir.
We're West the Best, Nate. We'll do it better next time.
All right.